we're gonna start. This is gonna be a start of a new 4-week series on millionaire habits, and we're gonna go into a lot of questions, and I'll answer anything that you got going on. And I want to get into the. Got it. Let me see. This to where y'all feel comfortable asking any questions. I think that's gonna be very important. Let me cut this down. Hope everybody had a good 4th of July. We had a pretty good 4th of July. I'm going to share my screen and then we'll get started. This here. Are we recording? We're going to be ready to go, dog. Move this little thing. There we are, ready to go. Millionaire habits. And so we're going to start this new 4-week series. And basically what I do is if y'all are new to the channel, y'all are new to the massive action movement. My name is Stan Medina. So I'm gonna try to make this long story short. Um, my dad took his life when I was young. I was like, I think 3 or 4 years old when he took his life, and so we moved to a bigger city. Me and my mom, my sister, and I grew up in I guess I grew up in the streets. My mom was working all the time. I got exposed to gangs, drugs, sex at a young age, a lot of trouble. Uh, I wasn't very good in school. I was always getting in trouble, and at in ninth grade, I had twin boys, and I dropped out of school in ninth grade. Needed to find a job. Worked at a bunch of different places. I finally got a job at a body shop, and worked at the body shop for a while, and I made it my home, and I stayed there for many years, and I learned how to be a body man. I learned how to be a painter. I just worked my way up, and eventually opened a shop. Uh, Started self educating myself on business, finances, investing, and it's been a journey ever since then. Um, we have a blended family of 8. Have stepkids. Have a have a granddaughter. Uh, it's been an amazing journey, and I've learned a lot, and I've made it a part of this journey to help other people that are also struggling with trying to find their direction, trying to find their purpose, trying to find exactly what they're called to do in life. Because at one point in my life, I was very lost, and I didn't understand any of it. I didn't understand any of it, and basically, I was just living day by day. I was involved with, like I said, the wrong people. Uh, I got exposed to a lot of bad stuff, and a lot of my friends are gone. A lot of my friends are sick, and I'm just very blessed to have the life that I have and have the family that I have, and have the opportunity to share that with people, to have that opportunity to share it with someone out there that stumbles across this channel, someone that says, hey, you know what, like, I came across your channel, and man, I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate your inspiration. I appreciate how transparent you are in sharing your story. And so millionaire habits is just basically something that I've had to learn. I had to put myself in certain environments around wealthy people to understand exactly what they were doing in order to get my life together. And I want to share with you some of those things that I've learned. And like I said, this is part of a 4-week series, And when I say 4 weeks, is I can't like share everything all in one 30-minute, 45-minute video. There's so much stuff, and as we get deeper into it, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have some questions, and you're gonna be curious about something. You're gonna, hey Stan, what do you think I should start reading? Hey Stan, what do you think I should do about this? And that's the whole point of this. Like the whole point of this is to give you information to open up and to expand. It's really what it does. It expands your way of thinking. And once you start to accept that, just a different way of thinking, you start to grow and you become curious. Kind of like a little kid. When you're growing, you're always asking why. Why, mom? Why does this happen? Why, mom? Why is he doing that? Why? But there's a point in our lives when our parents say, stop asking questions. No, you can't do this. No, you don't do that. No, and so then we shut down. And so then as adults, we fail to ask why. We fail to ask those questions to people, even to ourselves. So I'm going to share with you some habits that are going to help you achieve more, you know, out of life. Let's get started here. So success, like what exactly is success? So I think if you try to sum success up in one word, or success, I'll tell you what, success is different for everybody. Like, one, to some person, like owning a business might be success. To someone else, like having a family might be success. Uh, to someone else that might just says, hey, you know what, I just want to have more time to myself. I consider that success. I just want to be in good health. That's success. I just want to have some good friendships. I consider that success, right? So the ability to live a life you are in control of. You can't control certain, events, like COVID. Like you can't control that, but you can control how you react to it. So you do have some control over some events, right? We all have dreams, we all have desires, hopes. We all want something greater out of each area of our lives. So success is basically to have the freedom to enjoy, your direction, and to move with freedom of where you want to go, and to be able to think, you know, for yourself as a person, and really to decide, hey, you know what, I don't want to do this. This is what I want to do. I don't, and most people, I'm telling you, like a lot of people are still struggling with a lot of areas of their life of having control over that, because they feel like they're locked into this job. They feel like they're locked into this relationship. They feel like they're locked into this environment where, they have the control to get out of that situation if they want to. And a lot of times what it comes back to is, like, it comes back to fear. Like they fear change. And I mean, that's just something that we're gonna have to overcome, man. And I'm here to help you with that, man. I'm here to help you and support you with fear, because fear is basically just an emotion. I mean, once we identify, hey, you know what, fear is just an emotion. It's something that, that it's not a big deal. I know that I'll get through this. You'll start to move your life around. I'm just gonna say it like that. You'll start to move your life around. So I'm gonna start with health. I'm gonna start with health and fitness, because I think that's gonna be the most important. And the reason why I start with this is because, man, I just read this this article. One of my guys, I just read one of these articles a while back about sugar. And so I was reading that, the average kid from 4 years old to 10 years old will eat 50 pounds of sugar a year. Look at this. A kid between 4 and 10 will eat 50 pounds of sugar a year. Like, man, like health and fitness is something serious. Like, I think that's going to be that's the foundation. Like, that's the foundation of wanting to achieve success. That's the foundation of building on these other habits. And what happens is we fail to pay attention to it till it's too late. Like we neglect our health, and we neglect everything because we're so focused on like, oh, I gotta get this money, I gotta get this money, I gotta get this money. And what happens is as we're working towards getting that, our health will start to deteriorate. And what happens is our health will break down. And what happens is we don't end up achieving those goals because we neglected our health. It's kind of, I mean, I know you probably heard this before, where they compare like your health to a vehicle, right? They say, man, just imagine like your vehicle. If you never change the tires, you never change the oil, like it's gonna run ragged, and your body's the same way. So look, man, we're starting to see these effects, like with health conditions in kids younger. So like diabetes and all this like medical conditions are starting to affect kids younger age. Even college kids are starting to get this stuff, when in the past it wasn't detected till later on in the years, so 40, 50, when people are 40 and 50 years old. But it's starting to happen sooner. So look, uh how do you change this, right? So I mean, if you're the type, I'm the type that I never wanted to go to the doctor because I felt like, I don't need to go. But I was just stubborn. Like I was just stubborn, and I neglected, taking care of my health. And yes, I would work out. Yes, I would, take supplements and protein, but I didn't really know the actual mechanics of how my body was functioning. Like your body is so complex, man. Like your body is so complex. Like you need to know how your body operates. Like you need to know this stuff. So stop being stubborn with your health, man. Stop being stubborn with your health. And if you don't want to go to the doctor right now, if you say, you know what, I just want to start slow, just make sure you're exercising, man, at least 30 minutes a day. uh, if you can more than that, drink a lot of water. Make sure you're drinking some good, purified water. Make sure you're reading the ingredients of your water as well. Like if you're not sure what you're drinking, look at the ingredients. Look at the ingredients and like Google some of the stuff that's in there and see if it's good for you. Check your average weight with check your average age with your weight, and see if you're the average weight you should be for your age and your height. Look at the food you're buying. Make sure you're not buying too much processed food. The type of sweeteners that's in the food. You want to make sure you're aware of the different types of sweeteners, because some of these sweeteners are very, very, very powerful. What I mean by that is, like, there's some sweeteners that are 10 times sweeter than sugar, and they're a lot cheaper than sugar. That's why a lot of these food manufacturers lobbyists to get these products into the food, because they're a lot cheaper and they're a lot more potent and they're a lot more stronger. So, uh, Whole Foods, try to stay with Whole Foods. What I mean by Whole Foods is, I mean, you know what? It's crazy. Is uh, like sugar intake is in fruit, right? As well, right? Well, uh, pineapple and strawberries. I mean, pineapples and watermelons have the highest fruit, highest sugar, in them. So if you're trying to watch your weight, you want to stay away from those high sugar fruits. Grapefruit is one of them. Blackberries. Do some research, man, for yourself, and really figure out like what you're putting in your body, because this is going to be the main foundation, man. This is going to be the main foundation of everything, And you know what? We've seen, like, just recently, like in Florida, how that condo collapsed. That condo collapsed because of the foundation, because the foundation was neglected. If you go look and see what they found, the discoveries on that, there was some inspectors that took pictures of the foundation, and how the foundation was deteriorating, and they neglected it. They neglected the foundation for so long, and what happens? Everything fell down. And so the health and fitness is going to be the foundation to your empire. So this is actually, like, this falls into habits. Like, this falls into some success habits. Like if you look at any successful person, like, health and fitness is on their top of their habits. Like, and that's working out, eating the right amount of protein, making sure they're not eating too much wheats, making sure they're not eating too much sugars, making sure they're not eating too much fats. So this is very, very important. Let me see if I can move my. So success comes down to the habits, and the thing with habits are like assholes, right? And what I mean by that is because you know they're ready to act whether you like it or not. And what I mean by that is if someone were to come up to you and like get in your face and really like trigger you, you're gonna react. Okay, you're gonna react off of a habit. Okay, and what happens is you won't have control over that action most of the time. And so this is very important because we have to understand that even though like we want to do right, like there's still a habit in us, there's still something that's programmed in us, and it goes back from childhood, it goes back from experience, it goes back from that stuff being really programmed in our mind to where it causes us to react. For example, if someone was bullied growing up, or they were abused, and someone comes up to them and confronts them about something, they might automatically go back to that state of mind, and they might get real reactive, they might get real defensive, because they're going to remember that it's going to trigger something. That's just a bad habit, that's just a bad habit that they have. And some people suffer with that because they don't understand how to control those old habits, and how to delete those old habits. There's a process to where you can actually delete those old habits and delete those old memories to where they're not controlling you anymore, they're not controlling your future. A lot of our current position is based off of habits, so our current situation is based off of current habits. So if you're not happy with the money you have right now, if you're not happy with your living situation, if you're not happy with your employment, it could relate back to your habits. And one example I can give you is like if you're complaining about your job or not making enough money, uh but then on the weekends you have a habit of playing video games, or you have a habit of going out and drinking too much beer, drinking too much whiskey or whatever, that habit is affecting your environment, it's affecting your life. So your habits are going to control your situation. So a lot of times, if you want to increase your income, if you want to increase your health, if you want to increase your family, you got to stop it and say, okay, what habits are causing this bad thing in my life? And so look, the habits that got you from A to B, that they're not going to be the same habits that they're going to get you from B to C. Like you're gonna have to learn new habits. And a lot of times most people, and you probably heard this, right? Someone says, uh, I've been doing this for 10 years. I've been doing this for 15 years, right? Well, you got to ask yourself, you got to ask them, have you been doing it for 10 years, but each year you get better? Or have you been doing the same thing for 10 years? You see what I'm saying? There's a difference. So someone can say, you know what, I've been doing this. I've been in the automotive industry for about 12 to 14 years now. And I can tell you that every week, every day, I get better. And I get better in my communication skills. I get better in my team building. I get better in my asset management. I get better in our controls. I'm always improving, improving, improving. So when someone asks, like, how long have you been in the business? I say, you know what? I really, I really don't keep track of that. What I do keep track of is if I'm constantly growing, because if I'm constantly growing, things are going to change. Okay. So the thing with habits is, habits need to be, they need to be kept, like they need to be maintained. And so I put an example here of like riding a bike, right? Let's say if if you rode a bike, when you're a kid, and you rode a bike up to you were 16, right? And then past 16, you didn't get on a bike till you're 40, right? You're not gonna be as sharp as you were when you were younger. You'll be a little rusty, but just imagine if you you kept improving those skills, you would have gotten better, right? So the habits are the same way. Just so as you form a habit, you got to build on that habit. And one example is like, say you want to start working out, right? Say you want to start get to your body and shape, your health. and you say, you know what, I'm going to start by working out, walking 30 minutes a day, right? So you start by walking 30 minutes a day, right? And so you say, you know what, I want to start. I feel good. It's not really like a burden anymore. I don't feel rushed. I actually enjoy walking, right? So then you add, you know what? Well, I'm gonna work out 30 minutes, but then I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna walk 30 minutes, but I'm gonna work out 10 minutes of that, and I'm gonna maybe do like some squats or some burpees or something, some high intensity stuff, right? To really get my blood flowing, right? So you do that. And you're like, you know what? I actually want to work out for an hour. So I'm going to do 30 minutes cardio, and then I'm going to do 30 minutes like heavy, you know, maybe you want to do high intensity for another 30 minutes. So that's an hour. So you're starting to add value, add more elements to that habit. So then you say, you know what? I actually want to work out cardio for 30 minutes, do high intensity for 30 minutes, but then I also want to eat a real, high protein meal, and I want to make sure I'm staying hydrated throughout the day. So now you're starting to build on that habit. So you're going to get better and better and better with that. But just to say, if you were just to walk 30 minutes a day and you wouldn't to neglect, your eating, you wouldn't to neglect your muscle, as you get older, you're gonna lose muscle mass. I mean, that's just in men, like you lose muscle mass as you get older. And if you're not aware of it, if you don't know how your body's functioning, you're gonna be declining in your health, and your performance is gonna decline. And then as your performance declines, like your income is gonna decline some. So habits, are typically gonna take 3 months to a year to form freely, right? And what I mean by that is like the habits, you have to start small, and you got to start to build the momentum on the habit to where it becomes normal to you. And a lot of times, if you another study that's pretty interesting, but if you're really trying to force a lot of changes on you, your body's going to resist it. So the best way to do it is to try to do it in a relaxed state. Do it to where it's not a big burden, to where you're not making a big deal about it. Just try to get yourself in a relaxed state so your body doesn't resist the change. That's going to be very important, because the more you try to force it, your body's gonna resist it. So look, not all habits are physical, and what I mean by that is like you don't have to like work out. I mean, like working out is a physical habit, right? But there's some mental habits too that you got to adapt to. So mental habits would be, okay, how am I going to react to this? Am I thinking negative or am I thinking positive? uh what is my common state of what is the common state of mind that I'm in during the day? Am I more, optimistic, or am I really pessimistic? Am I really negative? Do I really so you got to monitor that too, and so you can figure out how to change those uh, mental habits as well. So look, you develop good and bad habits as a result of repeated choices, decisions, and behaviors. Game time. This is game time right now. I'm asking you a question. What would you do? What would you different? What would you do different if you were guaranteed success? I want y'all to screenshot this right here, and I want you to just think about that. Just take some time and really think about it, and think about, what would you what would you do different if you were guaranteed success? Like this think about it like that. Don't think about anything else. Don't think about anything else. Just think about the question, and think about that. Okay. Game time. Now's the time to start taking control. And what I mean by that, the toughest thing for most people to do, and I would say this is the golden gate to the path to success. And so one of the toughest things for people to do is to accept responsibility. Re, re, accept responsibility for everything in their life. Accept responsibility for everybody in their life, for bad relationships, for good relationships, for your falling outs, for your being broke, for your job. If you're not happy, you have to take responsibility for it. And a lot of times people want to blame. Oh, it's because of this person. I haven't got a raise because this person. Uh, you know, I can't get a job over here because I don't have a car. I can't get a job over here because I don't know anyone. I can't make more money because of uh, the industry I'm in. I can't make new friends in my city because everybody's mean. I can't I can't do anything. I can't become nothing successful because my town's too small. Uh, these are all excuses. Like they're just excuses. And what happens is we tell ourselves these excuses, and then we agree with ourselves, and then we allow those excuses to become like standard beliefs in our lives, and so then we get stuck in this unhappy environment. So hey, take responsibility, take full responsibility for everything that happened in your life. It's time to stop making excuses and blaming others. I want you to include. I want you to start expecting the best for people. Start wanting the best for people. Like someone that's at your work, like saying, "Man, I'm so proud of you. I hope I hope you succeed. Man, I hope your kid does well. Man, I hope you get the job. I hope you find the partner that you're looking for, man. I really hope that you find what you're looking for. I really want the best for you, man. I really want you to succeed, man. I want you to be successful. Like, expect the best for other people. It's going to be very, very important. Be a person of light. And so, what does that mean? Like, be a person of light, right? A person of light is a person that adds value to any given situation. So this is a powerful thing here because I'm pretty sure like yesterday, Fourth of July, you're like, I don't want to go see my family because so and so is gonna be there, and I don't want to hear this, and like you're just like everybody's so negative and are like they're just gonna talk crap and no one cares, right? And so you kind of like go in there with kind of like a negative mindset, but you're not really a negative person, but you go in there almost like protected. It's called a paradigm, and like you go into an environment and you're already kind of like you're judging people based off of just past experiences, right? But a lot of times, you know, it, man, you gotta understand, like we're not perfect. No one's perfect, and we're not in any position to judge anybody. So yeah, maybe your uncle's a drunk. Maybe your cousin's negative. Maybe someone's just annoying or whatever. But it still doesn't give us the right to judge anybody, right? Because at the end of the day, like that person has been through something in their life, and like you don't really know what they're struggling with. Like they're struggling with something inside, and so a lot of times they don't know how to deal with it. So they're masking it with these different identities, or they're masking it with these different characters, and it's just like they're just so lost. And you have to remember, like, be a person of light, man. Like, be a person of light where you go into a room and you compliment people, man. Like you just compliment, because think about like someone that's very negative and someone that doesn't have any friends, and that they're going through a bunch of shit. And like, what if you compliment him? Says, "Man, you look nice today, man. I like your hair, like, and you look good. Like how you been? You're gonna make that person feel better, and you want to be a person of light, like because in every situation, there's an opportunity to help someone. There's an opportunity to be a person of light, and the way you be a person of light is you want to learn new skills. You want to learn new skills. You want to know things, so you can actually have conversations with people. Because let's just say, for example, if your uncle or someone is in the landscaping business, and you just happen to know a little bit about landscaping because you read something, you can have a cool conversation with him, and I mean, you can build some. You'll be a person of light because you're like, man, this dude's cool. Like he he actually knew something about landscaping. Like no one think everybody thinks landscaping is whack, but this dude actually knew something a little bit about landscaping, right? So you want to just learn new skills, new information. So you have stuff to share with people, and you can listen to people. Most people just want to be heard. You know, you listen to them, they just want to be heard, because I'm pretty sure like they had a stressful week. They're probably going through a lot of stress in their life. They just want to be heard, and they just want to release what they got on their mind. So learn how to control your emotions. Emotions is going to be a very powerful thing to control. And what I mean by that is, you have to understand people are going to react certain ways. People are going to say certain things, and you just got to make sure that you have your emotions under control. You got to make sure that you know who you are as a person, and you protect that by not allowing anything to come into that. And what I mean by that is, like, you have to know yourself to not allow anybody to mess with your emotions, not allow anybody to get into your head. Okay, don't judge people. Listen to understand. uh Great book is seven habits of highly successful people. uh Look at problems as an opportunity to add value. So like if there's a problem, if there's something that needs to be solved, see if you can add light to the problem, and add value to it. Remind yourself daily that you're getting better each day. Remind yourself that, hey, I'm getting better each day. I'm getting better with my mindset. I'm getting better with where I want to be. I'm getting better as who I am as a person, how I want to show up. How do I want to be remembered as? Always remind yourself of who you are, and that you are a person of light. These are some key habits here. And what I want to do is I want to say this might be the last page, but these are some key habits. And I'm going to go back to what I was saying about the 4 weeks, the 4 week session is, um hold on real quick. I'm going to go back to what I was saying about, what I was saying about the 4 weeks, right? So I'm going to share this here because there's so much ground, there's so much stuff that we can go over, that I can't do it all in one video. Like, this is something that you're gonna have to watch, and you're gonna have to just think about it. And you're gonna be like, man, I got a question, and you're gonna have to come back, and you're gonna want to ask these questions, right? So look, I'm gonna go down these pretty quick. I hope I didn't miss anything. If there's any misspelled words here, it's all right. You'll be fine. So look, I like to. So a lot of times, whenever you're trying to establish your habits and your goals, if you say I need to write my goals down, it might trigger you to be like defensive towards it. It might cause you to kind of be like, man, I gotta write my goals, and it might be too much. It might be too strenuous, like strenuous. I don't know if that's a word. It might put too much stress on you emotionally to say, man, I gotta set my goals. I don't have my goals, right? So instead of using the word goals, like, use the word project. Like, what projects do you want to accomplish in the next couple of years? Like, this break, you don't have to use the word goals. Like, if there's something that fits better for you, like, use that word. You could say, write down your projects, write down your assignments, write down your to-do list, write down I mean, keys to success. Whatever like fits comfortable with you, write that down. It doesn't necessarily have to be goals. Like, just write something that fits comfortable with you. Build up your credit. Build up your credit and build up your credit and your savings. And this is a habit. Like, this is a millionaire habit. And you're like, what do I mean? Build up my credit and my like. I'm gonna have another. I have a thing on credit. Like I really don't promote it that much, but I have a thing on like credit repair, how to build business credit, like how to like credit hacks. Because look, you can do so much with credit. Like I'm not saying like you're gonna go get a $10,000 credit card and you're gonna max it out with a bunch of crap, right? You're gonna build up your credit so you can transition to do things with that, right? Because like if you start to build, I'm not gonna go too much into credit because I like talking about credit, but if you build up your personal credit, then you can get lines of credit, and then you can use that money to invest. You can use that money to play the doubles game, and we'll get into that. We'll get into that in a whole nother. That's I'll share that in the 4 weeks. All right, I'll do something on credit and savings in the 4 week training that we're gonna do. So look, read daily is going to be make sure you're reading something daily. Uh, so you can do audio books in your car. You can do some kind of magazines when you're in the restroom. Just something. Always be reading something. It's gonna add value to your database up here. Address the issues that bother you, and don't let don't let things that bother you like just like stress you out. Like if something's bothering you, you're not sure about something, like clear it up, like definitely clear it up. Like Saturday, me and my wife went out and like she said something that kind of like upsetted me, and then like next day I was like, hey, this is what's going on. Like I need to know what's up with this. Like this was not cool. Like I don't what was this about? Like what is it? And we talked about it and we resolved and we're cool. Like and we got it done with, right? I didn't want it to like linger on. So the sooner you can address issues that bother you, just try to do it, man. And I guarantee that it's gonna at first it's gonna be uncomfortable, but as you start to do it more, it's gonna be good, and you're gonna enjoy it because you're not gonna have to worry about something that's bothering you. Always have let me see, always have control, always have control, mental control, always have mental control. That's what I meant to say there. Mental control is going to be something that it's going to take some time to work on it, and we can go into more on that. I'll give you some more stuff on that. Health and fitness, eat balanced foods. Sleep is going to be very important. Team no sleep is probably team no money, because when you have no sleep, you're going to make poor decisions, and the guy that has the good sleep and has the good health is always going to outsmart you because he's going to be better prepared. That's what it is. In fact, like Harvard. We did a Harvard business study on negotiation, and that's actually a strategy. If you know someone is tired, you can just wear them down because they're tired. So if I know that you only get 4 hours of sleep and your team no sleep, and you want to negotiate a real estate deal, and you're trying to get the better deal part of the deal, I'm just gonna drag it out to you're tired, and then you're gonna start to make poor decisions. So make sure you're getting good sleep, man. Make sure you're getting good sleep, and make sure you're drinking plenty of water. One hack, like I used to do, I used to drink a lot of water before I would go to bed. And what happens, I would have to get up in the middle of the night and go to the restroom. But if you don't drink any water before you go to bed, you can have a better sleep. So that's just a little hack. Build banking relationships, and this is gonna be uh, as millionaires and billionaires have these relationships. Like they have banking relationships on speed dial. And I got a couple bankers on speed dial that I can call them up and be like, hey, let's go do this. What do you think about this? And you want to have those relationships. Always work on getting better each day, man. Just work on something like 1% each day is gonna compound like crazy. Like I guarantee you, like if you don't believe me, like if you don't believe me, try this, right? So if you say, man, how do I get better by each day? Okay, why don't you buy a book? I'll recommend a book. Let's see. I'll put a book in the I'll put a book in the link. How about let's do this? Like, look, I guarantee you, like 7 habits of highly successful people, effective people, right? I don't know if you can see here. This book's like been through it. This book's been through it. But hey, pick up this book. get this book on Amazon or something, Barnes and Noble, and just read two pages a day. If it takes you a year, that's fine. That means, I mean, you're gonna improve. Like you're gonna improve. Like if you say I'm gonna improve just 1% each day, just a small step. Like read 2 pages a day, 3 pages a day. That's your contribution to yourself. Like, and I guarantee you, within a year, you're gonna be like, man, you know what? I learned something from that book. I wish I would have read that book a lot faster. I wish I would have read that book a lot sooner. I wish I would have just fucking took responsibility and stopped making excuses. Get around smarter people. And if you're the smartest one in the room, then you need to get out of that room because you're not gonna learn. So you need to get into a room where you might feel intimidated, you might feel dumb, you might ask dumb questions. Uh, Maybe you want to go to those rooms to move up. You want to force growth within yourself, right? It's gonna make you a better person. It's kind of like the best way you can describe it is if you live on a block and everybody's fixing up their house, uh, they're increasing the value of their house. Eventually, what's gonna happen with yours is you're gonna be forced to raise up to their level. So get around those environments. Don't dress like a bum. Make sure you're showing up on time. Make sure you're showing up on time. Making sure you're showing up. Present yourself. Make sure you're showing up, presenting yourself. Don't dress like a bum. Good hygiene. Get with your partner and get on the same page and move on. Move on. Get get with your partner and really have these conversations. It's not gonna happen overnight. Like getting your partner on the same page is not gonna happen overnight. It's small increments of work. It's small increments of conversation. It's small, trust building. It's small changes and small changes, and over time, like it will come. It will come. Uh, one suggestion about getting your partner on the same page is like me and my wife just had a meeting Saturday, and what we did was I just said, hey, we're gonna meet at this hotel restaurant. It's kind of like off to the side where they have a bar there and you can order food, but it's not like a restaurant where they're at your table every 5 minutes. Like you can go sit down and just lounge and order drinks if you want, like some tea, some coffee, and no one's gonna bother you. And you can just sit there for hours and just have conversations and go back and forth. And of course, the conversation is gonna be up and down. You're gonna get into some touchy subjects, and you gotta be aware of it. You gotta be aware of the conversation. How do you want the conversation to go? So, you might talk about something real deep and you might want to kind of bring it down to hey, you know what, like, you know what do you want to do for the summer, like, was just, it's like, are you kind of want to you don't want to take it to the extreme where you get all pissed off and everything. So, and another thing too, like one thing about relationships, right? And I don't want we can I'll share something about this on our series, but uh whenever we're having these conversations, there's two ways to approach it, right? So most times, and we do we I was guilty of this with my kids when I was younger, but like I would always ask like why, like why, and what happens is whenever you start to ask why, what, uh you're it's called probing. They're called probing questions. And whenever you ask those probing questions, people will get defensive because you're probing them. But what you want to do is you want to try to understand what they're talking about. So if your son says or your daughter says, if you say, how was your day? Oh, it was all right. You don't want to say, why was it all right? Why was it just all right? That's probing. You probably want to say something like, uh, it sounds like, you're tired. Maybe you didn't get enough sleep last night. Okay. So basically what you're doing is you're trying to understand they're trying to tell you something, but they don't want to tell you upright. It's weird. People are like that. But so you say, it sounds like maybe you didn't get enough sleep last night. No, it wasn't that. Oh, it sounds like maybe you're having an issue with one of your friends. Yeah, well, Roxanne, she's my best friend, but she kind of makes me mad sometimes. And She told someone this. So see how you kind of got into that conversation, because what parents do a lot of times, and even relationships, we're like, why, and when you ask those probing questions, the you put a defense up, and people shut down. Uh, okay, create a control system for yourself. So what a control system is, the easiest way I can describe it is like a dashboard. It's like a dashboard on a car, right? So you know on the car when the car's overheating, you know when it has enough gas, you know when you're going over the speed limit, you know when your tire needs air. You know that's a control. That's a dashboard. It's called a control. It's control system. And so you can have a control system for yourself where you monitor what you're reading, you monitor your environment, you monitor what you're eating, you monitor your exercise, you monitor your water, you monitor your vitamins, and that's going to tell you exactly how you're functioning as a body. Because if you neglect that, what tends to happen is like, man, I don't even know if I've been eating right because I've just been on the go so much. I don't have a record of that. What I like to do is I'll print out a weekly schedule. I'll print out a weekly schedule of, it's just a basic thing that kind of keeps me on track. I don't know if you can see it here. It's just a basic. It's like a basic schedule. It's reminders of stuff that I gotta do, and it just kind of keeps me in check of what I gotta do. And so it on there's like protein, workout, self improvement, evaluate the business, new money. Like there's certain stuff that I gotta do, that I need to do, that I want to do, that are gonna keep moving me forward. Uh, okay, so act out who you want to be daily. So decide on who you want to be. Like, and what I mean by that is like people will say, man, like uh some people are not even sure of what they want to be, or who they want to be, or how they want to present themselves, and they just show up as whatever. And so you want to make it a point to before you leave your house and before you get out of the car, say, you know what, I'm going to show up as the leader today. I'm going to show up as the leader of the company. I'm going to show up as myself. I'm the top sales manager because I have some guys that look up to me. I'm going to show up as the leader of the family. I'm going to show up as the positive message for the family reunion. I'm going to show up as the one that talks less and listens to everybody at our next family dinner, because I want to know how everybody's doing. Like, decide how you're going to show up and be consistent with it. Become an expert. And what I mean by that is like become an expert in your industry, right? So if you sell, uh, solar panels, like understand what you're selling. If you're selling shoes, understand the different shoes. If you're selling, suits, understand what kind of suit you're selling. Like really understand your industry and understand what you're doing, what you're talking about. It's gonna make your life a lot easier, and it's gonna make your income grow a lot faster. Attend mastermind events as much as you can, and get around those people and ask questions and build those relationships. They're gonna help you grow a lot faster than what you think they will. They'll accelerate your growing. Form the habits you need. Understand that you got to form these habits. Like you got to form the habits to change. No excuses. Remove fear, and the most important is believe in yourself, man. You got to believe in yourself. You have to decide that you're gonna go for it. You have to decide that this is what you want to do, and this is what you believe is possible. And you have to really remind yourself that's what your beliefs are, and you have to tell people, what, I believe that I'm going to achieve this level of success. I believe that this is where I'm going to be in the next 5 years. I believe and there's going to be people that will believe with you, and there's going to be people that don't, and that's fine. Like you don't have to like believe, agree with everybody, right? People like different things, so that's okay. So hey guys, that's gonna be the wrap of our. Let me cut my screen off. That's gonna be the wrap of our millionaire habits. And like I said, if y'all have any questions, man, like reach out to me. for any questions. Like just reach out for me any questions. And if you're interested, like I said, this I'm gonna do a 4 week like a follow up. We'll do it every Tuesday, and I'm gonna go deeper into the other habits. Like I said, with the credit, maybe with the relationships, maybe with whatever y'all want to with the health. I can tell you what I'm doing for my physical health, and I'll share all that stuff with you, and I'll give you the breakdown on that. With the so with the 4 week, it's $97 for four. It's one time fee for 4 weeks, but with that fee, I send you assessments, free assessments. Like I'm gonna send you these assessments when you sign up. They're online assessments. One's gonna be for your brain, your habits, and there's gonna be something that you can actually pay for if you want to go deeper and to understand who you are as a person. And these are gonna be very, very key to building the foundation, because we want to start with the foundation. Like if your foundation is not solid, it's gonna collapse. Like we've all seen the effects of that, and it's not cool. Like it's not cool to have that unstable foundation. And the reason why I'm so passionate about sharing this stuff is because I was at a level that I thought I was successful, but then I realized like I didn't have a foundation. Like I didn't have the foundation that I needed to carry the empire. You know what I'm saying? So so we see this all the time, right? So what I mean by that is like you've probably seen someone that's they've maybe won a lot of money, or they got a big settlement. They got a big chunk of money, right? But what happened was their foundation wasn't stable enough to support that success. And so it collapsed. And so you see this with like people that win the lotto, right? They get this big chunk of money, but their foundation is not solid. Their spiritual connection is not there. Their health is not there. Their relationships are not there. Their business relationships are not there. So all these relationships, they're not there. So you have all this success, it collapses because it's all fake. They have bad relationships down here, and it sucks out. It just sucked out any success they had. And so I made it a point to build a solid foundation, and it took me many years to do it, but I can share with you exactly what I did, and how I got there, and how I'm doing it, how we're constantly growing, and we're building our empire. And like I said, if you want to sign up, I'll put the link below. Um, I encourage you to sign up, check it out. And like I said, as soon as you sign up, I'm gonna send you those assessments. And also, what I do is I offer, if you want to get on a call, we can get on a call and we can go deeper into some questions that you have about habits, or any areas that you're struggling with that I might be able to help you with. So, hey guys, thanks for watching. Till next time, hey, make sure y'all subscribe. Our channel is growing. I appreciate all the love and support. Massive action, guys. Stay massive action. Stay moving. And you can do it, man. I believe in y'all guys, man. Thank you for watching.